What up? What's good? What it do? It's your man Damian here, but you can call me Dame. Back again with another video for you here on the Damian Reaction. Hey yo, check it out, y'all. Today, I got some shit. I got this video. The video say, this is the title. I was screaming. Diddy Accuser recounts alleged assault in first ever interview. A Diddy Accuser being interviewed on CNN. You know what? I'm gonna stop all the bullshit talking. Let's get right into the video.
According to your lawsuit, you were hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
So you had a friendly chat,
are.
and then according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late.
See, first off, right there, dude, listen, that's where you messed up at. I don't give a fuck who giving me a drink. I ain't see the drink get made. Listen, I'm gonna have to pass on that because I don't know what intentions you got. I don't know what's going through your mind. You know what I mean? I don't take drinks from nobody. And honestly, to tell you the truth, shit, I don't even know if you can trust the drink if you see the drink being made. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I had heard in one of these videos that Diddy had spiked drinks already in the fucking bottles. You know what I'm saying? It's like he pre-spiked them shits. So you probably can't even trust that. So you know what? Just don't drink when you go out. Let's go.
That I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks. Sadly, Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point. And once I was in a helpless position and he was sure that he was in a position of power, then he took advantage of the situation.
That's when he comes out and says, "You're ready to party." That's crazy though. He's sitting there in the cut, just watching dude, waiting for that shit to kick in. What kind of freak, man? Let's go.
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs. That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, your lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. And it goes on to say that he sodomized you.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. It was incredibly painful. And he was...
That shit is just wild to me, yo. I don't understand, Joe. I don't understand. This motherfucker Diddy was just, you know, passing out spiked drinks to people, waiting for them to, you know, waiting for the shit to kick in, and then just stealing the booty. But why? I don't get it. Why, yo? Why? You Diddy. You could have had any chick you wanted. But okay, apparently you don't want chicks in this instance. I'm sure there's some dudes out there that would have still gave you what you wanted. I don't understand why he was just, you know what I'm saying, drugging people up and stealing the booty. Oh man, it's crazy. Let's go.
Acting like
I don't get it.
Nothing. And he seemed to be disconnected from it. It was abusive beyond belief.
All right, CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister, who's been doing really amazing reporting on this subject, is here with your exclusive. What was it like to sit down with this man?
You know, John, this was the first time that he has told anyone other than his attorneys this story. He, as you see, we concealed his identity. He filed his lawsuit back in October as a John Doe. He says that he wants to keep his anonymity because he wants to keep some semblance of his life private. But that's a difficult thing to do, to sit down and tell your story to a stranger as a journalist.
Yeah.
So I asked him, why now? Why are you coming forward now? And he said that he did not know that there were other accusers of Sean Combs out there. He only found out from seeing news reports. And there was one report he saw that there is somebody who alleged that they were 9 years old when they say that they were abused by Sean Combs. And this John Doe that I sat down with, he said, if a 9-year-old could do it, then I could do it. And it made him feel like he wished that he spoke out before because he could have prevented children from allegedly being abused. Now, as I said, this lawsuit was initially filed back in October of this year. So these claims are not new, but this is the first time that he sat down. In fact, John, this is the first time that any accuser of Sean Combs has sat down with the media for an interview. Now, I want to play you a bit more of what he told me about these allegations, what he says happened that night in 2007. But I do want to warn our viewers that what he says is graphic and disturbing.
I was screaming. I was telling him to stop. It was incredibly painful. And he was acting like it was nothing. And he seemed to be disconnected from it. But it was abusive.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe because this motherfucker's so rich and he's done so much stuff. Saying, and yeah, he could have any booty, you know what I'm saying? Because the girls, I'm sure, just throw it at him. And I'm sure if he wanted the male booty, they just throw it at him too, you know what I'm saying? But maybe, you know what I'm saying, him being so rich and having that all the time, that's no fun no more. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? I mean, I would think it would be fucking great, but I'm speaking from Damian, you know what I'm saying, who goes to his 9 to 5 every motherfucking day, who got to beg his wife for some ass, you know what I mean? So I can't relate, you know what I'm saying, to having 24/7 ass whenever I want it. So, I mean, maybe, you know what I'm saying, that just became dull and boring, and to spice shit up and to even get shit up, you know what I'm saying, he got to get excited some other kind of crazy ass way, and that's why that motherfucker was just assaulting motherfuckers and stealing the booty. This is what I'm thinking. I mean, I can't understand. I'm trying to make it make sense because, like I said, I don't understand. You rich. You could have just about any fucking body you want to have if you wanted to have them. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be real. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. Just be real. So to me, that's the only thing that makes sense. Is just it was boring that way, and he just wanted to make shit more alive. And it's crazy. It's fucking. I'm not saying it's right. It's fucking bananas, and that's why his ass in jail now. Let's go.
Beyond belief.
Now, he says that not a day has gone by where he hasn't thought about this. He said that when something like this happens to you, which is, of course, his allegation that he was drugged and sodomized by Sean Combs back in 2007, he says that it impacts every part of your life. He says that he has not been able to carry on with relationships. He says that he did not tell his wife at the time, who he was married to when this allegedly happened to him. He hasn't told family members or coworkers. And again, that is one of the big reasons why he wants to remain anonymous.
Incredible to hear him tell this story. All right, Elizabeth Wagmeister, thank you very much. Sarah.
All right, joining us now, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson to discuss more about this. All right, first of all, this is a civil lawsuit. Yes. It is not part of the criminal prosecution, but in hearing this, and now that he is coming out to speak, could it be?
So we'll see. There's a lot that has to be unpacked, right? The first thing is remember, Sarah, that this was an amended complaint. Why do I say that, and why is that significant? It's significant because initially when it was filed in October, there was the indication that it happened in 2007, right? Learning, however, that P. Diddy was in St. Tropez then, so it could not have happened then. So it was amended to include right, the year after, okay? That's a problem. There was also the indication initially that, right, he wasn't married, and now we're learning he is. Why do I say that? Because every case turns on its facts. So if you're going to determine, right, civil, it's a civil case, it involves monetary damages, not criminal, you're going to assess the credibility of it. Now, attorneys for, of course, P. Diddy are going to have a field day with that, of course, because when you sit down with your lawyer, you verify. Your lawyer doesn't say, oh, that's what happened, okay. You verify it, you vet it, you ensure that it's factually accurate. And so therefore, I think those two distinctions are going to be very important. Would you have not known that you were married at this time? Would you have not known? Should you have shared it with your spouse? Potentially not. It's embarrassing, but did you know you were married at all? Did you know where you were, when you were, et cetera? So it's a question of fact, and I think it'll be vetted certainly by criminal investigators to determine whether or not it's useful, and then it'll be up to the judge to determine whether it is admissible.
I am curious about something. He told our Elizabeth Wagmeister there that he'd not told anyone about this until he spoke, I think, to his attorneys. How difficult will it be to prove this?
So what ends up happening is that, you know, there's a lot of embarrassment and a lot of shame, right? And there's a lot of sensitivity as it relates to victims. And sometimes you have a victim, and it's called recent outcry information, where they'll say something to a friend, I can't believe it. That's powerful evidence. In some circumstances, there's humiliation, and they don't. And there are experts who will testify to that. On the issue of proof, however, there's the indication that a celebrity was present. That's according to this particular victim, Elizabeth doing an excellent job in that interview. But there was the issue of, hey, there's a celebrity present. Does that celebrity come forward? There's the indication that he told his supervisor, he being the victim who worked for a private security company, telling his supervisor. Will the supervisor come forward? Did anybody else know? So these are all questions of proof. And to the extent that you have corroboration, meaning it's not just you, there's other people, it's easier to establish your claim.
And speaking of this idea of shame that victims often feel, this victim has not wanted to be named. He's not named in the suit. He is still a John Doe. How long can that last? Because at some point, right, that has to change, correct?
So, yes. So, Sarah, it's up to the discretion of the judge. And what the judge does is a balancing test between your right to privacy, intimidation, humiliation, a number of other factors, right? To what extent could you be retaliated against, et cetera, versus the public interest. And also, right, the party you're suing certainly has an interest. And so a judge will assess various factors, weigh those factors, and make an assessment as to whether or not the John Doe continues or it ends.
Joey Jackson, it is always a pleasure. You always get through all of the hard details with us, and I really appreciate it.
Pleasure's mine. Good to see you, Sarah.
Good to see you as well.
Man, no, I don't know. That shit is crazy. That Diddy out there, allegedly, just stealing the booty, man. I mean, that shit is bananas. I can't speak, you know what I'm saying, for the dude, because fortunately I ain't never been in no situation like that. But I don't know how I would be. I mean, you know, they said that shit took a mental toll on him. You know, it fucked him up. You know, he's having problems with relationships and shit like that. And, you know what I'm saying, it still carries a heavy weight on him. I would think I myself had that shit happen to me. You know, how, you know, they say they don't want to come forward because of the humiliation. But I'm like, why would I be humiliated? You know what I'm saying? I mean, ain't like I was like, hey, you know, come on. You know what I mean? That motherfucker took it. You know what I mean? I there was nothing I could motherfucking do. He put some shit in my drink. I was incapacitated. Motherfucker took it. Ain't no humiliation. But what I am thinking is, afterwards, me, you know, once I came to my motherfucking senses and realized what the fuck had gone down, I think I would have spazzed the fuck out, and I probably would have caught a case because, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to get fucked up. You know what I mean? Because what the fuck, yo? How you just going, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I got anger problems. I don't know. I would just think, you know what I'm saying, knowing myself how I would handle shit. I mean, it's hard to speak on it because, you know what I'm saying, I ain't lived it. I'm trying to imagine, you know what I'm saying, how it would be if I was in that situation and, you know, I'm going through that trauma, and if the shit was over once I got the fuck up and got to my senses and was able to move again because, you know what I'm saying, the stuff wore off. I really think a nigga would catch a motherfucking case. Somebody getting fucked up. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a bad motherfucker and I'm gonna whip everybody's ass. They might fuck me up. But like I said, somebody getting fucked up because I'm losing my shit up in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Listen, I don't mean to take nothing away from nobody. I can't speak on that type of shit because, like I said, I ain't experienced it. My heart goes out to anybody that's been violated like that. That shit is totally incorrect. That shit should never happen to nobody. And you know what I'm saying? Should all these allegations come out to be true, well, then Diddy needs to get what the fuck Diddy needs to get. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And that being said, this motherfucking video is over. This one is done. I'm out of here. My name is Damian, but you can call me Dame. This is the Damian reaction. I appreciate y'all vibing with me. I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Peace.